Wilderness Survival Skills List. 12 skills you should know. Wilderness survival is an essential skill to have in this day and age. Whether you are lost or stranded, having the right skills can mean the difference between life and death. Knowing how to find food, shelter, water, and other basic necessities for survival is important to be prepared, and can help you stay safe in various situations. This video will provide an overview of 12 wilderness survival skills that everyone should know before venturing into the wild. From building a shelter to starting a fire, these skills are essential for anyone looking to explore nature without risking danger. We will also discuss the importance of having a good attitude, staying calm in difficult situations, and recognizing potential hazards when traveling through unfamiliar terrain. With this knowledge, you can feel confident and prepared for your next adventure in the wilderness. Let's dive in. 1. Fire building. Fire building is an essential skill for any wilderness explorer. Not only does it provide light and warmth, but also can be used to cook food or repel dangerous animals. Fire building requires gathering the right materials as well as knowing how to use them. This skill is especially important during cold weather or in wet conditions, as it can be difficult to start a fire without suitable materials and techniques. To build a successful fire, you need 3 main elements: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Make sure to have enough dry tinder such as leaves or paper, kindling like sticks and twigs, and larger logs for the fire base. Build a teepee structure around the tinder with kindling and logs. Use a fire starter, matches, or lighter to ignite your materials. Make sure there is adequate airflow so that oxygen can feed the flames. Once you get it going, never leave an open flame unattended. Having knowledge of fire building is a key skill for any wilderness explorer. Knowing the basics will help you stay warm and safe in an emergency situation, and allow you to enjoy your outdoor experiences even more too. Finding water. Finding water is crucial to wilderness survival, and should not be taken lightly. Clean, potable water can often be difficult to find in the wild, but knowing where to look will help you stay hydrated when needed. Water sources can include rivers, lakes, ponds. When looking for water in the wild, it's important to note that not all water sources are safe to drink. Always take the time to check for signs of contamination, such as discoloration, smell, or floating debris, before drinking any found water. You should also look for signs of animal activity, as this can indicate that the water is unsafe. With that said, lakes, rivers, puddles, and even plants are great sources of water. Finding and drinking clean, potable water in the wilderness is essential for survival. Knowing where to look and what signs of contamination to watch out for can help you stay hydrated when needed most. 3. Filtering water. Once you've found a water source, it is important to filter the water before drinking it. This ensures that any bacteria or other contaminants are removed from the liquid, and makes sure your water is safe to drink. Filtering can be done in a variety of ways, including boiling the water or using filters like cloth and charcoal. Boiling kills any bacteria present, but does not remove debris from the liquid. It's best to use a filter. Charcoal is especially effective at removing particles that can be difficult to find in the wild. It's also important to know how much water you should drink, and when. It's recommended that adults have 1-2 liters of clean drinking water each day, and more if engaging in strenuous activities. Filtering water is an important part of wilderness survival, as it ensures that any bacteria or other contaminants are removed from the liquid before drinking. Knowing how to filter effectively can help you stay safe and hydrated when needed most. 4. Foraging plants. Knowing how to forage plants is another important skill when it comes to wilderness survival. Foraging allows you to find food and other edible items in nature, including fruits, nuts, mushrooms, and herbs. When foraging, knowing which plants are safe to eat and how to identify them correctly is important. It's also helpful if you have a guidebook or app that can help you determine what edible items look like when in their natural habitat. Additionally, be aware of any potential hazards, such as poisonous plants or animals, that may be present. Foraging is a great way to find food and other edible items in the wild, but knowing which plants are safe to eat and how to identify them correctly is important. With this knowledge, you can stay nourished while exploring nature without worrying about potential dangers found. Making knots. Knot tying is an essential wilderness survival skill. Knowing how to make different types of knots quickly and correctly can be helpful in various situations, including building shelters or making repairs on clothing or gear. It's important to practice beforehand so that you know what techniques work best for each type of knot. Additionally, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of different knots can help help you choose the right one for your needs. Knot tying is an essential skill when it comes to wilderness survival. Knowing how to make various types of knots correctly and quickly will come in handy in many situations, when building shelters or making repairs on clothing or gear. With practice, you'll be able to know what techniques work best for each type of knot and understand the strengths and weaknesses of different knots. Mastering this skill will help you stay safe in any situation. 6. Making weapons. Making weapons is a wilderness survival skill that should not be taken lightly. Knowing how to make simple weapons, such as spears or slingshots, can help you in an emergency situation and allow you to defend yourself if necessary. It's important to understand the safety protocols when making these types of items and practice beforehand so that you know how to use them effectively. Making weapons is an important skill for wilderness survival that should not be taken lightly. With the right knowledge, you can make simple items such as spears or slingshots that are useful in emergencies and can help defend yourself if necessary. It's important to understand the safety protocols when making these items and practice beforehand so that you know how to use them effectively. With this skill, you can feel confident in any dangerous situation.